At some point it'll go, right? Holy shit, it has been way too fucking long. Goddamn, I apologize. I've been going through fucking hell and back, and now we're here.
Just about.
Hopefully we're starting from the bottom, and now we're going to be here. But in the grand scheme of things, we're fucking back, and shit's real. This is Real Men Talk Shit. We're here with McCringleDingle. How the hell have you been, brother?
Hi. Doing good.
Yo.
Pleasure to see you again, man.
Good to see you too, Josh.
Patreon, which is fucking awesome. That's not why he's here. He's also an actor. He's one of our best friends. He sits here and hangs out with us pretty much every single night, if not every other night.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been a part of a lot of decisions that you guys have seen up front and center, including the choice of Myth. So if you guys are mad, bitch it, McCringleDingle. If you guys love Myth, thanks.
Hey, I was hanging out in one of Josh's friends' servers the other night, and someone came in and said that I am the best host on RMTS.
You are.
Tell him Josh agreed. Well, I also will thank you then.
How much did you pay that guy to do that?
Don't ask. Okay.
3 Ethereum coin. Yeah, is that a thing? Ethereum.
That's way too much money. That's like
Ethereum coins, like $12,000.
That's nothing to Myth. Trust me. There's a reason they call it Myth. No, it is wonderful to be back, by the way. I'm glad to be back. Yeah, we have had an extended hiatus, I think, from the RMTS podcast.
Yes,
it has been a couple weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
We had some scares. We had some threats, some worries. Everything's taken care of now.
Right.
Yeah, we got some crazy shit going on. Crazy shit still going on. Me having anxiety attacks every day, fucking all day. And now we're doing a little bit better. I only have one kid with COVID and no cancer, so we're good, right?
Yeah. Hey. Would you like to inform everybody about the good news?
So I am cancer-free. A few people in the Discord knew that I was possibly looking at having cancer, which fucking sucked. And as the appointment came up, I started having severe anxiety attacks and stuff like that. So obviously dealing with anything extra on top of that was absolutely insane. So I apologize for my hiatus from everything because I've been going through it. I've also been dealing with migraines every day because of headsets. Now that is taken care of. I have AirPod Pros. So now I don't have migraines. And obviously, so they tell everybody to check their balls. And I promise you, make sure to check your balls. It's very, very fucking important. They said what I have is about 30 to 40% of all males will have it within their lifetime, whether you currently have it or you have it later on. It kind of just happens at some point.
Is it called a fibrosis or something like that? Or
no. So the testicles are like this, and then there's like a wire that comes off of them, or a tube that comes off of them filled with other tubes.
Right.
And I ripped like half of them on both nuts.
Hot load Zach.
So not only does it cause severe pain,
because they burn on the way out. No, I'm just kidding.
But I tore like half my fucking sack, which absolutely fucking sucks. But it's not cancer. I don't need surgery on my nuts, which is absolutely fucking fantastic.
And I didn't was thoroughly fucking scared. Zach, I was just sneezing and muted my mic.
You're good. You're good.
It was a tab.
But yeah, shit was crazy for a little bit.
It's all right, man. It was a needed hiatus. I'm glad that you're
stressful as all hell. Dang.
Yeah.
You've still been getting shit done too. You managed to pull down McCringleDingle for a guest. Managed to get it going tonight, and make sure everybody gives a good, thorough examination to their balls.
Yep.
Because that is very much a thing. They tell you to check for lumps, etc., especially once you get past a certain age. I'm probably about to hit that age, right? I'm 29 now.
You're supposed to check from like your teenage years on.
Oh, I did not know
because it's also how you can check for hernias and stuff like that. It tells you a lot about your.
I hope I've never had a hernia
move
and not known about it.
You would know about it. There would be like growth in your stomach or in your groin.
That's what I would think. Yeah, I would hope that I would know about it.
I had one when I was like 2 days old.
Really?
Yeah.
Like belly button hernia?
I mean, the scars are faded now, but I for a while when I was a teenager, you could still see the scars.
Interesting, man. Yeah, that's terrible.
A double hernia.
Hornia?
Hornia, yeah.
Hornia.
Oh, hornia.
That's number one.
You don't know specifically where, though?
I don't know why Zach didn't.
It's been so long. I don't know now.
Or didn't bring this up in the introduction of McCringle, but McCringle was on a Super Bowl commercial. We got.
You may have seen, if you watched the Super Bowl, you probably saw our boy here. Just saying.
It was a Carvana commercial, and he played a background character. What was the label again?
It's Son's Coworker 2, I think.
It was the
Son's Coworker 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
He also played in great ads for Google saying, "Hey Google, please call my brother."
Yeah, 2018, I think I did that commercial.
You did a Google ad for that?
Mm-hmm. That aired during March Madness, the basketball.
You know, we had James C. Burns on here that was
yeah, I watched that episode. That was a good episode.
Yeah, I naturally assumed you did. I mean, you remember what he said is say yes to everything.
McCringle was
that's exactly how he started off. He said was doing little bit pieces here and there, and after a couple of years, it stepped to this, and then next thing you know, he's in Japan and fucking all over the world for a bit that he landed. That he didn't even almost take.
I had an audition not too long ago that would have taken me to Orlando for a few days, which would have been nice, but I didn't get it. So, next time.
Next time.
Next one will be New York City.
McCringle was in the group chat with me the night that James C. Burns was on, and Void dipped and convinced me to come on. So that's
that was a crazy fucking night.
That was a good night, man. It was a good introduction.
I mean,
it's
like,
what up? I'm Myth. But... This is my skeleton. Yeah, a little bit tipsy. Right. Yeah, just a little bit.
We had a nice 8-hour-long video phone call as well after that. That was fun.
That was really fun.
I didn't know it was going to go on that long. I went to go pee and then just hung out with my wife, but I know y'all had a good ass talk.
Myth hung out with James C. Burns for like another 2 hours, and then me, Myth, and McCringleDingle sat in the fucking Discord video call for like another 4 or 5 hours, just trying to figure out what the fuck we needed to do.
Sick, man.
And the rest
is a very wise dude. I like
that. Was a late night call that went on for a long time. I think I'm West Coast, so I think it was. It was almost 4 a.m. for me when we finally finished.
Yeah, I stayed up all night.
Oh damn! If it was 4 for you, then it was 7 for them.
How much is gasoline right now in the California?
So where I live, which isn't like a big city area, so it's a little bit better, but it's above 5. I think 5:30, 5:35 maybe.
That is crazy. Yeah,
I heard LA's up to almost 7.
Yeah, I haven't been down to LA for a good while. All the auditions and stuff like that are all done online right now. So
in Illinois, it's almost $5. In Wisconsin, it's like $3.58.
I'm at $4.40.
It's pretty ridiculous with all this stuff going on.
Bro.
I would gladly pay $4.40 right now.
It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I last left town and filled up, and that's pretty much when the shit was popping off. It was right whenever we got back, so I haven't had to fill up.
We'll see thankfully. If World War III starts. We'll do the drafted podcast. All 3 of us will.
Real men get drafted podcast.
Real men can't get drafted.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll be the only one left.
I can be drafted.
Well, no, Zach, you can't get drafted,
Zach,
right?
Yeah, you too.
Medically
I guess I'm leaving.
I'm medically exempt, and
I'm sure they can extend the age of drafted, right? Because I'm past that age of like 18 to 20.
They probably wouldn't need to be fair.
I doubt they would.
Aren't you the only son too?
Huh?
I am the only son.
So you wouldn't be able to get drafted either.
Oh, I'm an only child.
Is that how that works?
Right?
Yes.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
You can't be the only son.
Only son, namesake, right?
I did not know that.
Whatever.
All right.
I can't cause felony. Domestic terrorism. I handed me a gun. They're like, we don't trust him. We bullied him. We don't say, hey, here's a gun, defend us.
Honestly, I don't believe the draft will be started. I think my sister asked me this tonight. So, I don't think that the draft will be enacted, even if we start a major conflict, because warfare is so technology based and not boots on the ground anymore. It's less about numbers of people and more about defining the great technology. If so, it would be a limited draft in order to keep numbers up on the border. But we have a bunch of NATO countries around Ukraine, so that doesn't seem to be an.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine us having a high need to pad the numbers.
Yeah, especially because we have one of the largest, we have the largest standing military in the world. So it would be obviously NATO.
And your military is
much a dire situation.
Your military is much better when it's all volunteer. When you have a bunch of people who don't want to be there, conscripts, they don't care. It's like a Walmart employee. They don't care. They don't want to be there either.
Yeah, they're just there to say, hello, have a nice day. That's the
not even
equivalent,
say
the
that
military
sometimes,
equivalent. More like, when's my damn break?
McCringle's pissed off at Walmart.
Yeah, I had a bad
employees
Walmart
right
experience today.
Today you did?
Yeah.
This is a fresh wound. What happened to you at Walmart?
Well, I haven't been to Walmart in 2 years, maybe.
Good.
And this weekend I've been 3 times.
It's a lot of fucking Walmart, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Wally World.
That's the white trash zoo.
Is that the entire experience, or did something specific happen? Are you just over it?
Oh, just like I went one time and then realized I forgot something, so I had to go back, and then I got what I needed, and then got it home, and it was broken, so I had to take it back, and then the people were like so rude.
You did this.
Like I stood at customer service for probably 10 minutes with a woman standing there not doing it, like maybe looking at the computer or something like that, and then she looks up at me finally and goes, "Are you going to come over here?" It's waiting for
being polite.
Greeting. Yeah.
It's being polite, trying to not press you, if you were busy.
But
yeah,
I mean,
typical Wally World experience.
They work at Walmart, so I don't blame them.
Yeah.
The golden age of the internet, one of the golden ages of the internet, I guess, was whenever they had People of Walmart, in my opinion. Does anybody remember that? People of Walmart was the best fucking
People of
website.
Walmart, lolcats. I love that.
Lolcats was great. I
My
remember
favorite
watching. I
meme
think I
from
saw
people-
people I recognized in People of Walmart, because even I have to admit, dude, when I was 17, I was doing a lot of drugs. Motherfucker, and I used to go hang out at Walmart at fucking 2:30 in the morning, man, with a can of air duster in the parking lot or whatever, and go walk around Walmart and steal some food or whatever.
You never got like a new book of people at Walmart, and you're like, "Fuck, that's me."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I saw people that were in my crew, because I pretty much just always wore this, and it was normally people just wearing outrageous shit. The worst they would have had on me is the fact that I did multiple times pass out in Walmart, and I hope my mom never comes back to come watch all these old episodes or anything, but I did get pretty bad off on air duster for a while, the air in a can. And I did get so bad off that I wouldn't wait until I got out of damn Walmart after I wouldn't wait to steal it. I would rip it open as soon as I got it in my hand in the Walmart and start huffing it. And
that's what I was picturing, was a picture of a man standing in front of all the air dusters. There's several strewn about all over the floor, and he's just
or just straight up me flat on my back, because multiple times I remember having my homies with me, and I was like, check it out, bro, this shit gets you messed up. And I remember being like, and then just being on the floor, and like none of my homies were there, and I was getting up like super sketched out, walking towards the entrance, like totally convinced the cops were coming, and like not sure what happened, but I still had that damn air duster in my hand. I didn't put that damn shit down. I bet I walked out of there with it.
You're like Towley from South Park.
Josh
I was
is the
definitely
reason that people under it might even be 21 at this point. It's probably 18. Can't buy air dusters to clean their PC.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
You have to be ID'd to buy an air duster.
Carded for spray paint, air dusters.
Because the kids like me 100%.
Lighters now, at least in Wisconsin, you have to be at gas stations.
Directly your fault, Josh. That's why we have to lock
definitely
them
kids
up
like
you.
They remodeled our Walmart because of this. The whole summer that we did this, right? You know how Walmarts have a garden section, like the outside little gated area with the fucking flowers and the poinsettias and shit? We would go grab like 5 cans of air duster, go to the garden department, walk out there and roll it under the gate, and then walk back out and just go out the front door with nothing on us at all, walk around, pick up all the cans, throw them in the back of the truck and leave. And like 3/4 of the way through that summer where we were doing that lick 3-4 times a week, they tore down that gate and lowered it all the way to the floor. So they obviously caught on to what I don't know if we were the ones specifically that triggered that, but it ain't no fucking coincidence. At least somebody else did. I also heard a rumor that somebody yoinked an Xbox through that gate trick right there, though. So I wasn't worried about Xboxes. I just wanted to get me some air duster. I wasn't.
I don't know if you guys saw this meme, but there's a chick there standing there dressed like Misty trying to cash out, and she dressed her kid up as Squirtle and has a leash. That's my favorite People of Walmart.
She was in Walmart like that.
Yep. That's actually a funny one.
That's a typical People of Walmart.
I was threatened with the leash when I was younger because I would run
put
away.
the leash on you.
Were you a leash child?
I was never a leash child, as much as I can remember. I don't think, maybe once, but I like wiggled out of it, and they knew that wasn't going to work.
We had
I do remember being
with the leash, though.
We had kind of one for my daughter at Disney. Went over her shoulders, sort of, and we could hold on to it, but it was just because there's 150,000
like one of the backpack
people.
Things.
Yeah,
it fit her like a backpack. And it clipped like 3 times right here, so it wasn't like the weight was distributed really well.
The
and
worst
it was like
leash
3
ones that
feet
everybody
long,
talks
but
about. they go to like their wrist and it's like a handcuff.
Oh yeah. Those
Oh
are,
yeah.
Those are really weird.
Straight yank them back.
You see people like walking around the mall.
My wife was talking about possibly getting them for the baby and getting them for our older two when they were younger. I told her, I was like, we're not going to have leash children. You put dogs on leashes, not kids.
Yeah. What about like shock collars for children?
We can start that business.
Like if they get you have a device in your pocket as a parent, and if they get 10 feet away from you, then it
has to be something like, let's make it
not
like
around the neck. Not around the neck.
Make it like a bad smell instead of a shock. Like the kids get like a really funky odor around them. Nah, kids don't give a shit about bad smells.
You do it with like an electric fence, like you have for dogs in your backyard. So you just leave them out there; they can't get out.
They're on some
go
cookies.
Play, kids. Go play.
Go play, kids, and then turn it on as soon as they step out back. Got them. Throw some toast or some cookies out every now and then, every 45 minutes. Toss the kids some nutrition.
It could be a deterrent for like kids getting kidnapped too, because once you take the kid out and he starts spazzing out, they'll like put him back because they don't want to like.
That's true. This kid just started seizing on me.
Yeah,
I'm not grabbing this kid. Not this.
We
I'm
might
putting him back.
We might find some weird taste.
Yeah.
Then they just start moving all over the place. They might like that more.
Market. We can raise their prices.
They're like, oh, this was easy.
They're just like spaz.
Yeah, spaz all the way out on the ground, which is pretty much exactly what I looked like in the People of Walmart pictures that exist of me, I'm sure.
I used to do that shit all the time. Solid. I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I loved the feeling of being electrocuted. So every time I'd plug something in, I would stick my fingers in between the prongs and sit there and see how long I could hold it.
He's one of those people, guys.
Dude, that might be the reason for the nickname.
Hot load
Could be why I'm
have something to do with
electrically charged hot load Zach.
After hearing that, I don't want to know what Zach's into in the bed, but
I can never handle those like electrical games, like the stick of gum that shocks you, or that thing where everyone would sit in a circle and you'd hold on to this thing and it would shock one person. I couldn't ever hold on to those. I might just throw it out of my hands. But I know so many people who can just hold on to that stuff. Yeah. It's so weird.
Tingly.
It depends on how strong it is.
I guess that's a good point too. Yeah.
But now I also have nerve damage in my entire arm, so I probably wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah.
Now, dude, you're like a superhero now. You're like an X-Man. You can just hold like the world's craziest fucking Tesla coil or whatever the fuck.
Well, you should get into spiders next to see what happens.
Get what?
Get into spiders next.
Spiders?
Yeah, no. So I got bit by this fucking wolf spider this one time.
He's already Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. So I got bit by this fucking wolf spider 3 fucking times in like 2 weeks. And I don't know if you've ever seen a wolf spider bite, but they get fucking huge.
Yeah.
So I had one right here.
Like crazy.
That was this fucking big.
Ooh.
Okay, mine didn't get that damn big, but ooh.
That was the best one out of the 3.
You got bit 3 times?
Yes. So this one, I was able to put like a hoodie on and I like compressed it enough so that way.
Wait, were these 3 separate occasions or on the same occasion?
3 times in a week.
Okay.
You said you put a hoodie on it to compress it?
Why were you around so many wolf spiders?
I have no idea where the fuck this spider came from.
A mommy spider, obviously.
But now this one got really bad. So I got bit on my shin. Like the inner side of my shin, and it was like about this big.
The bony part.
And then I got bit on my ankle. Like right about like this big above the bone of my ankle.
Mm-hmm.
And I have about this much hair gone from my entire leg. From my ankle up to about halfway up my shin.
Gone from a blown out, scarred up spider bite.
Yeah, my leg swelled up so much that like the hair disappeared. Like I don't know if it fell out or just like got eaten by my leg, but it was just gone.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no idea what causes that, but I'm sure it's something to do with the swelling and effects due to being whatever. Wolf spider. I assume they're like venomous since you swell up so much.
I was under the impression they couldn't bite, but now that I remember getting bit by one whenever I was in high school on my forearm, and it swelled up about that damn big, and it itched like wildfire, like just constantly burning and itching, man. Like Oh man, it was bad. I also got bit by a brown recluse though, and that was significantly worse. And had to get a little minor emergency surgery over that. I'm good on spiders. I used to be really, really like, I guess, mildly arachnophobic, like scared of them.
Where are you guys going to find all these like dangerous spiders?
It happened when I was sleeping.
Brown recluse all over Mississippi.
Wolf spider considered one of the 10 most dangerous spiders in the world.
The wolf spider? Are we talking about the same kind of little brown ones?
It's too cold here.
That's what I just... Wolf spider? That's what it said.
Yeah, wolf spiders are very dangerous. Yeah.
They can kill you with that poison?
What? Or venom.
Dude, I must be thinking
although venomous, its bite is not lethal.
Oh, okay. So it'll stun you, poison you, and fuck you up like it did us, but it won't kill you. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
the
that.
Brown recluse can very easily kill.
Yes. You. Now that mine was like 2 or 3 days old too, and I didn't really know exactly what was going on. It swelled up. It swelled up to like half the size of a grapefruit, just like dead gray skin on my kneecap.
Damn.
Before I realized how bad it was. The whole next morning, like the day that it was so bad, I didn't look at it. I was wearing long pants, and my mom came to my dad's house to pick me up, and I got up, and my lymph nodes were so swollen on my legs I couldn't walk. So my mom was like, "It's time for us to go to the ER," and they immediately were like, "Yeah, that's a brown recluse bite. You were probably a day or two away from losing this leg if you just sat there ignoring it." And they had to whip that bitch open and lance it and disinfect it and give me a whole bunch of cool medicine. And I didn't get to skateboard for a while was the worst part of it. Yeah. And I was really scared of spiders for a long time, man, after that particularly. But I've been in so many jails and prisons and transfer places that had just rampant spiders that they just don't bother me nearly as badly anymore. So I guess that in one way put a little hair on my chest, made me grow some balls.
It's too cold up here for those spiders. They stay away, which is nice.
The worst one. I went to step into my skate shoes, and if you've wearing skate shoes, you know that they're normally flat on the bottom and very, very black on the inside, because who the fuck buys anything other than black insoles?
Right.
See, this dude still has black insoles, even though his shoes are white on the inside.
Black insoles.
So I stuck my foot inside my shoe, and I felt a crunch, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It was a snake.
No, I'm extremely afraid of snakes. I would have burned down the fucking house if it was a snake.
I would have burned down the fucking house if it was. That's a fucking overreaction. What the hell, bro?
Yeah.
No.
Why the house? Holy
fuck
fuck.
The house.
He said, "You can put your foot in it." Nope, that's a snake. Just burn the whole house down. All right, what was it? Sir? Scorpion.
So I flipped my shoe over and patted it out. No, I live in fucking New York. There's no fucking scorpions here.
There's scorpions in New York.
So I flipped over my shoe and shook it out. Nothing fucking came out. Like, fuck. The fuck is in my shoe? So I go to put my foot back in my shoe. Like maybe it was just like a leaf or something like that, and it got like kicked up when I shook the shoe. No, it fucking crunched again. So I'm like, motherfucker. So I put my shoe over and bashed on it and like just hit it against the wall, did whatever I could to get whatever the fuck was in it out. I ended up having to unlace the entire shoe because, DCs have those elastic bands in them.
I would have just bought new shoes at that point.
Shake the fuck out. It was this weird, fuck shoes. Counter, please. God. Somebody count all of them because there's lots of them. It's late and I say fuck a lot. I apologize. So this fucking weird ass spider comes out of the shoe and it has like pincers that are like this.
Scorpion.
In front of its face. No, it wasn't a fucking scorpion. Not a fucking scorpion.
Scorpions are arachnids. It was. Like spiders.
Yeah. But it was like a fucking spider with fucking crab hands. I'm like, if that fucking thing bit me, I would have lost my shit.
They don't bite, they sting. They got tails.
Yeah, I know scorpions sting. I'm not
They pinch too. They have pincers.
Oh yeah, and they also
scorpions are fucking crazy.
I don't know. There are jumping spiders that have. I've seen jumping spiders that got big ass hook, Mr. Krabs looking ass claws like that too. Though
scorpions look so scary though. They just look like they have that almost armor plating with their exoskeleton.
Yep. With a big nasty evil tail looping back over their head, the big nasty stinger on it.
And they're backwards, like it's the small ones that are most deadly.
Do you guys remember that guy on YouTube who went through? There's a pain meter of like insect bites and things like that. Is it Coyote Peterson that did that? Right?
I can't remember his name. I know you're talking about. Yeah,
I believe that's his name. But he he's been like on camera. He did a bunch of these things with like going all the way up the scale, and then he's done it with snakes, a bunch of other where he just allows them to attack him and sees how long he can withstand the pain. It's kind of insane. But he did that with a scorpion.
Literal lunatic.
Like,
yeah, that's why
he does it with such like a charismatic, happy attitude. He's like, "All right, guys, we're going into the strike zone."
That's like an 8.7 shit.
So awful.
I mean, I think he's making big bucks doing it. So,
oh yeah,
I guess it's maybe a little bit safer than jackass stunts, right?
Like,
at least they have like measured professionals.
Cactus, like it's completely insane. But I love that guy.
I don't know, dude. I'd almost want to fall off a roof than get bit by a rattlesnake or something.
That's what we need to start doing for our Real Men Talk Shit TikTok.
See,
is Real Men Talk Shit stunts, man. Like, how hard can we karate chop Zach in the sensitive part of his neck?
I'll die, you fucking douchebag.
How long can he be knocked out without dying when we karate chop that one spot on his neck, right? It'll be awesome. How much weed can Josh smoke near a cop? Like, this is going to be great.
Can we give him cancer?
This is not a good idea. Don't do any of these things. We're just kidding, guys. We don't recommend any of this. I'm not smoking pots. We're not karate chopping Zach's neck. Now, Myth, what are you going to actually do for the Real Men Talk Shit? You can chug a bottle of Cholula. You love Cholula. You said
there we go. I have a bottle. I have multiple bottles of Cholula.
One time he popped Cholula out in the history of this podcast. He just was like, I love Cholula.
I have Italian dressing right now.
This time he's got Italian dressing. He's always got something to hand. All right, so chug the Italian dressing.
Oh, God. At least it's fat free.
He smell funny.
At least it's fat free.
At least it's fat free. I don't think that helps at all. Actually, I guess it
How
is
do you
better
make
than like
fat free Italian dressing when it's made with oils?
I don't know actually. What is it?
It would be awful to drink like an oil like that. Like it would. I just imagine what you would feel like afterwards, water. Like where all your insides are like slippery.
Yeah, it'd be like trying to come up, and, like oily in your mouth, and that
sounds terrible.
It's made of soybean oil. That's why it's fat free.
See, Myth. Let us know
I'm
how it is to chug
I'm getting
oil.
the soy. I'm going to be so filled with estrogen here soon.
Well, you are young enough to be filled with soy already.
I am indeed, boy.
So, speaking of scorpions, how many of you guys have seen the Mortal Kombat movie that came out last year?
No, didn't.
No.
God damn.
Only
I love Mortal Kombat, so that's why I got that tattoo.
Scorpion.
Yep.
I did not watch a lot of movies. I'm starting to get into movies again.
The
more recently,
only
but,
time
during the pandemic, I didn't really watch a lot of movies.
The only time I played Mortal Kombat is when I loaded it onto my calculator to play in math class, along with Pokemon Blue.
Classic.
That movie was fucking amazing. Like one of the most beautiful action movies I've seen.
Talking about the last year one, Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
I remember I saw the 90s one when I was a kid. There was one in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
this one's even better than that.
Fucking Hook, like chasing that dude all around the trees, and it finally runs out of length, like 1 foot from his face when he can't get anywhere else. It's like, it stops right here. I remember that vaguely. I remember the story to Mortal Kombat being just absolutely phenomenal, and me not paying any attention to it when I was trying to play the games.
Yeah.
It was so
the story for the movie is fucking amazing.
All right, we got a recommendation. If I watch it and it sucks, Zach, you owe me an hour and a half or whatever, bro.
I'm gonna watch this Batman movie, and it's almost fucking 3 hours. So,
is it the one with Rob Pattinson?
Yeah,
I have seen nothing but positive reviews about that.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I heard it's really slow, but really fucking good.
I'll take a minute to watch that.
That's one thing I'm known for is not watching movies or not seeing. I've seen movies.
Me
too.
Dude,
I've missed out tons of movies.
Well
I'm so behind on movies. I haven't even seen like The Big Lebowski, for example. There's so many classic movies that I can name off the top of my head that I haven't seen. You know?
I did watch the 1954 Godzilla last night.
Nice. It was very realistic.
It was.
Did you find it in your TV guide like cloudy?
No, like a person of today, I found it on Hulu, or not Hulu, HBO. So I didn't,
like a modern
dust off the old Greenfield TV
dust
guide.
off the TiVo remote or whatever.
Walk down to the curb to get it out of the newspaper.
Cloudy the other night. I'm sorry if anybody watching doesn't know Cloudy, he's one of our friends. But he goes, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna watch Incredible Hawk in an hour," and we're like, "What?"
Want to try that one more time?
He's like, "It's on TV." I'm ready. We're like, "Did you look in the TV guide and find this?" He's like, "Yes."
It's on TV, and he looked in the TV guide.
Like he planned his day around.
Planned his day around watching Incredible Hulk.
He told us
TV.
2 hours beforehand. He's like, "I'm leaving at 7:50. I'm gonna watch the Incredible Hulk at 8."
The only person that actually has a TV guide left in America actually used
But he's also 85 years old, so it's not a stretch.
Chad also
It
is
makes
saying
sense.
64.
Well,
so.
he's 18,000 years old, but
Damn, that's even old. To good grief, man! Y'all doing him dirty, bro.
Yeah, he's several thousand years old, but he looks like a 16-year-old girl.
I'm just gonna say that. Damn. Well, look, I'm just gonna say if he's 16,000 years old, if he figured out how to use the TV guide and got to that channel, I'm proud of him. Damn it.
he talks to
He
us.
did good.
He talks to us on Discord through a fax machine.
Holds up one of those old-fashioned ear tube horns that he used to his to the
Now,
That's
you
headset.
basically what I have to use to hear him. He's so quiet all the time.
He puts his messages in through Morse code. He just has to tap them in, and they come out as taps. And then
Poor
he reads
Cloudy,
them.
man. This just turned the whole podcast just turned into roast Cloudy hour.
Hey, he's in here right now.
Chat saying
He's
true.
in chat right now.
Yeah, he's in chat.
We'll be talking
That's
to him
true.
after the podcast. It's no shame. We
shall
love
be.
Cloudy.
At least it's not behind his back. You got a good point. He knows what we're saying.
I said it to him last night. Right to his
He
face.
told him, "You old ass man using TV guide." Dude.
When we had the toner sponsorship, we screamed at him, said, "We literally have a microphone sponsorship, and you're still typing through a fax machine.
Yep.
Where is the problem here?"
He won't send any of us his address to send him a microphone. He in his microphone is so bad.
I was gonna buy him one and send it to him.
I was gonna say,
I'm still prepared to do so.
I was gonna say that your microphone looks pretty familiar.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, he bought one.
Got a toner.
Us
Looks beautiful.
using the code and everything. Then
I
we
sent
don't
one to
have right now,
Garfield.
but
That we don't even have right now. Right now, we've been talking about sparkly balls all night and making sure that you're doing good examinations on your testicles to keep them nice
you
and
have
clean.
to.
I've been binge watching Graham Hancock recently. Have you? Which fans of Joe Rogan might know, but I've been I went back and read both his books and went through all his Joe Rogan podcasts, which I've seen before and I've read his books before, but I've just been on a deep dive this last couple of days going through Graham Hancock, who's a author who writes about the lost ancient societies. Which is I am no expert in this at all, and I recommend checking out his work. But I'm going to relay what I can, and some of this might be wrong, some of this might not. But Graham Hancock talks mostly about a great flood that would have happened hundreds of thousands of years ago that reset a advanced society, which helps explain why the pyramids are older than we first believed. Because if you look at evidence,
And they show signs of water erosion on them.
exactly, which
And there's
hasn't
not been water there
happened.
for 4,000 or 5,000 years, which is how old they say the pyramids are.
Yep. Also explains, mind me saying this probably horribly wrong, Göbekli Tepe, which is a ancient site that has been
The Watchers.
currently believed to have been made by a hunter-gatherer society. But Göbekli Tepe is actually aligned perfectly to true north in the true cardinal directions, which is completely unthinkable for people who are hunter-gatherers because you need astronomy for that. Magnetic north is very easy to find. You can make a compass pretty easily. I'm sure you've all done it in like elementary school.
Magnet and a needle.
Is this in South America, the thing you're talking about?
It is.
Okay, I think I've heard about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it's a big giant moat of a circle around a square that is perfectly made. The square fits perfect, nice geometry. So you need advanced culture to do this. You need geometry.
Or just nothing but time. They didn't have phones back then, so they had a lot more time on their hands.
And astronomy. No, but what I'm getting at is a hunter-gatherer society doesn't have that time. They're busy hunting and gathering. In order, they don't have a surplus like a normal.
They don't sit there and chill like that.
Society.
Build huge, especially not things that are aligned with the stars, etc. They'd be on the move, more nomad-like at that point if they're hunter-gatherers, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
But I completely find this topic like completely interesting. Like that's why when we talked to Windigoon, I was talking to him about ancient societies, which unfortunately he hasn't done much research into quite yet. But that would be amazing if he were to make videos on that eventually.
I remember reading a little bit about that place, yeah.
And
I've been doing a whole bunch of research on myths and stuff like that, but more or less like each individual Pokemon and why they're designed or named the way they are. I actually had a game that I was going to set up for this week, but I just didn't have the absolute time to fucking do anything. I was going to write down Bible myths and then Pokemon myths and see which one of you guys thought which one would be which, if it was a real thing, if it was a Bible thing, or if it was going to be a Pokemon thing, and see how many that you guys could have gotten right. Because I thought that would have been fun.
Interesting. You were going to write the questions yourself, or is this a quiz that already pre-exists?
No, I was going to write it myself.
I understand.
Why not do it
being
yourself?
short of time.
But I find that subject completely like enthralling, and especially ancient times where there have been things shown throughout history of gift givers. And this is a ancient symbol, and they're usually depicted as having a bag, which has been theorized to have seeds within it. And they're known throughout many cultures as the starters of society. And this has been theorized to believe what has started many civilizations, and converting people from a hunter-gatherer society in which very little progress is being made within tools and technology into a community that has farming and ecology and can have a surplus in order to do sciences and math.
Right. They would have obviously had to have some kind of agriculture if they're spending time staring at the stars.
Yep. And a very interesting thing that I just heard of is there was a time period within China in which they loaded up massive ships and loaded them with silks and lots of other fabrics and materials and just brought them around, giving them away. This was a very common thing, apparently, to do. And I find it pretty interesting.
They weren't trading them; they were just giving them away.
Yes, they were literally going to civilizations that haven't been developed and giving these technologies away, because silk is a very rare thing, or was at least, and very hard to make and precious.
So they would give the silk away in the hopes that they would figure out how to make it for themselves.
In order to advance these societies, so they could begin better developments with them.
Like a reverse engineering almost. And
also, if you think about it, the more that you find out about something or understand how something works, you can actually genuinely see the value in what something is. Like if you didn't know how the fuck AirPods worked and you didn't use headphones ever, like Cloudy, you'll never understand why somebody would spend that much money on a pair of headphones.
Yeah.
And
to mention Asher's comment, so the difference between magnetic north and true north is we have a magnetic field around our Earth, obviously, because of our core, and when you make a magnetic magnet like you do in school, that points towards magnetic north, which is the point of that field. And true north is not the exact same as magnetic north. True north is determined by astrology and our place within the universe.
I don't know much about science, so I can't dispute that.
I would say the only dispute that I would make is I would think astronomy, not astrology, is.
That's what I meant. I'm very sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. Because I'm less interested in the.
He's
bro,
using
you were born in
zodiac
December,
signs
so
to
you're
figure
gonna
out where
get
north
burned a
is.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he's a Sagittarius. So
I'm a
north is that
Pisces,
way.
so north is that way.
No, I'm Sagittarius, so north is that way. So true north is what happens in the middle. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm an Aquarius, and I play in the water too much.
Oh, I get
care
it.
where north
Aquarius.
is.
That was a good joke there, buddy. I get it. Aquarius. Nice.
I know.
That-
It's
that
fucking
one-
hilarious, isn't
That
it?
was lame.
Except, Aquarius have nothing to do with water. It's all air.
All I know about you guys is the hippie song from Hair. Age of Aquarius. Age. And they sang it in 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's about all I got for Aquarius. I never paid much attention to astrology and the horoscopes and all that stuff. I never paid much mind to it, to be honest.
No, neither did I.
No disrespect to anybody in the chat, of course.
Can true north move? Yes, true north moves depending on where the exact north is, depending on the lean of the world and the globe.
Yes, it depends on our
The
tilt.
perspective of what
our
our perspective.
Our rotation around the sun, which
Yeah, where
Rotation
we
around
are.
the sun and the
tilt.
tilt of how.
Wouldn't the reversal of Earth's magnetic, poles, like if they were to reverse, wouldn't that be like apocalypse?
Oh yes,
Probably.
it would completely fuck basically everything.
I think I've seen on some documentaries that it's happened a few times, and I think it might have happened around the times with some big extinctions.
And so Graham Hancock also talks about what happening during this great flood is caused by a catastrophic extinction of the ice caps, and which shows all the evidence for these floodings, like the rockscapes, which are these giant boulders, I believe in Colorado, which have been moved by glaciers and placed in these plains. And it's a very amazing sight. If you Google it, I guess you would Google glacier ice boulder plain. That might come up with it. But
Is where it was just carried by the slush melting?
So they were literally encaptured by these giant floods and then frozen. And they just giant boulders out in the middle of these fields that weren't there before. And it's pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, I guess close to where I live and close to where I'm from, there's a highway that goes through a whole bunch of mountains and stuff like that. And they found the same shale and layering in that rock that measures up with parts of Africa, which was super fucking weird. The colleges that are around here all examine those rocks because they're outward facing because of the highway.
Yeah, I remember seeing some backwards footage of like Pangea back in the day where 90% of our continents kind of looked like, that when they were all the same. You can kind of still see it today where they kind of broke apart and floated away on plates, etc. Also, let me grab another Powerade real quick. My fridge is right here.
No worries.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
It's very hard to see, like, especially with like Pangea and everything. We've had completely different. We don't even know our own timeline of history. It seems to be missing thousands of years in some places. And technology development seems to have skipped in very massive cases in which people talk about these great extinctions of vast societies because of arrogance. Plato speaks about this with Atlantis. And you see it in other ancient writings of civilizations that had gifted them technology from that now created the new society that we know today. And it's kind of absurd that modern science kind of ignores it because they don't want to go against the standards that they have already set. And they just tell
unscientific.
Anybody against the evidence that it's just complete theorization, like they're completely making it up, and they try to ruin their careers, even though later on they have been proven true. There has been people who have had their careers decimated and then have later on been proven true, factual.
Have you ever heard about that theory about how the Sphinx's head is way the hell too small, even though everything is so geometrically perfect in Egypt?
Yeah,
everything's perfect, but then the Sphinx's head is like entirely too small by proportion. Like it looks like it should have had a much bigger head than what it does now. Its head is all shriveled up and tiny and looks chiseled.
And Egyptians talk about being passed on these ancient technologies and how they weren't developed them, which is why you have that Discovery show like Ancient Aliens. But rather
my hair
than
was influenced by
jumping, not that I don't believe in extraterrestrial life, but I mean, it's a vast universe, but
no,
a better explanation.
In Josh's stream today, we had a perfect time for this question, actually. So somebody commented on your stream and was like, so does that mean aliens are actually the demon?
Aliens?
That's what they asked me. They said he said
demon or the devil?
No, he said, do you think that biblical demons are the same thing as aliens or vice versa? And I said that I didn't really talk about that stuff. I said, I mean, I guess I'm open to that.
Interesting.
I don't really have. That's the kind of thing where I don't have what I call really opinions. I just have ideas. I wouldn't go so far as to say I think on a topic like that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Like that's a very interesting, theoretical pose. Obviously, we'll never know.
Right.
But unless we develop technology to go talk to the people who once did that, but it seems inherent that it wouldn't be, because if you're so sophisticated at that time, why would you come back to Earth to taunt the rulers and not explode? Even if you were going to be evil while coming to a new planet, the way that would encourage would be a monetary value, right? They would come here to exploit either the humans themselves or the material in which the humans have control over.
Would it?
Not always, but if I'm saying if they were evil in that sense, why would they just come here to mess with us rather than exploit us?
Maybe there's something bigger at stake than just materials. Maybe there's a bigger picture. I don't know what any kind of big giant supernatural beings would be playing chess with. I have no idea, but I bet it wouldn't be gold and oil and water.
But
not if they can travel that far.
The thing that I'm very the only way I see it being possible that life has the ability to travel outside their own universe would be if they completely had a different makeup within the world that was created in their solar system, and they have elements such as element 115, which is anti-gravity, basically, from what we know about it, that we have produced in particle accelerators.
That would be the only way they could have gotten this far.
And we only produced 4 molecules of them. It would seem that maybe their world is enriched with different elements that we are not set with. Well, we have carbon-based molecules. Maybe they have something else.
They would definitely have to be bending space-time to get here, unless they were going into some kind of hyper. It's just not realistic for somebody to have traveled here by any means that we have at this point. There's no way.
Yeah, maybe it's we just can't comprehend that kind of travel, so it's much easier for them than we would be able to give.
I think we'll get there. The way that I was just watching this physicist describe it the other day is if you consider on planet Earth, if you think about the infinite universe, right? Milky Way's got, let's just estimate 200 billion stars, just the Milky Way galaxy by itself. Mm-hmm. However many things are orbiting around that, whatever you want to say. In a supercluster of galaxies, let's say hypothetically, it's a 1 in a billion chance that one of these planets could sustain life. We're looking at, quadrillions and quadrillions of planets here. So, I mean, that's pretty good likelihood, And he said, we consider, Isaac Newton the father of science. About roughly 500 years ago, we started, gravity's a thing. We started figuring that out. We started really working on science. Seriously, it's been about 500 years. We've gone to the moon since then, We've got satellites orbiting planets and shit. What if there was a society out there that figured out gravity 100 million years ago? Because the universe is pretty fucking old. There could be a civilization that figured out gravity before our solar system was here, for all we fucking know. So there could be things that we are completely, and the way that physics goes, in my opinion, especially with the theory of relativity, it seems very possible to curve space-time and travel, especially with they're talking about how they think that they've proven the math with white holes a week ago. I just watched a video on that. I don't know, man.
White holes?
Yes, white holes, the exact opposite of a black hole.
Yeah, it's very weird. We've observed different basically the blanket of space has moved differently in We have just observed space basically being pushed outwards, which had never been seen before, and that's where the theoretical white hole comes outwards.
From. Right, in the
where
same
a black
sense that
hole
a
would
black
suck
hole
it in.
Orbs, it's the exact opposite.
Oh, okay.
Of radiation.
I thought you were talking about at the edges of the expanding universe. I was like, well, it's being pushed out because it's expanding. But okay, I get what you're saying now.
No,
well, that's probably why they named it a white hole and a black hole. If you think of just the basic colors, black is the absorption of all color.
Black absorbs everything.
White is the rejection of all color.
And it's radiating and emitting heat and light and energy and apparently matter, which has some pretty serious implications behind it, depending on where the other sides of these things are.
It's unproven right now. It's pretty hypothetical. They're going into very complicated math, which
they're getting a little overexcited. Probably
I don't have the classing or experience.
Speaking of white holes,
oh god,
let's get off the scientist game.
What a hell of a segue!
It's a hell of a segue. All four of us got some white holes, but I have a fucking story to tell.
Pretty interesting.
We're gonna lead into Manscaped here, but I do want to tell the story of when I first tried to shave my balls because I think it's fucking hilarious, and I'm sure at least one other person out there has done this shit. So, in my house, I was very sheltered, in some ways, and not sheltered at all in others. But by the time I moved into this house, my hair on my dick was like this fucking long.
That's atrocious, my friend.
And you can see my hair. It's curly as fuck. So,
what a ball throw.
It's like this fucking long everywhere. Much like Myth's video. Probably even worse than Myth video. You guys don't know the Myth video, but the ones who do. You
gotta become friends with me first. And you get the video.
So, in my house, we always had tape. Whatever fucking kind of tape, we always had tape. And I'm like, these bitches be waxing everything. I wonder if duct tape would work.
Oh, no.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I got some duct tape, and I covered my entire, like, the triangle that everybody gets hair first. I covered that all in duct tape. Pressed it down as much as I could.
What movie did you watch, bro? Fuck.
I didn't have any sexual movies at this point. I just was grossed out by the fact I was growing body hair. So, as I was saying, I got a whole shit ton of duct tape on the triangle of my dick. And I ripped it off. And the only hair that came was the hair that was on my thighs.
Damn.
Did you scream like a little girl?
Yeah, you screamed.
So did the hair rip off of the tape, or did the tape not come off?
It just didn't stick to the hair that was above my dick. So it just
ripped off wispy thigh hair.
Yeah, it just got the little bit of wispy thigh hair that hurt like a motherfucker because like 5 or 6 hairs came out.
Beautiful.
Well, go ahead.
I was like, fuck. That didn't work. Time to try a different tape. You know what tape also fucking hurts?
Well, twice. Trick me once, fool.
No, I at least use common sense. So I was like, you know what? When you get a shot at the doctor's office, they use medical tape, and that always rips your hair out and it hurts like a motherfucker. I was like, maybe it was like the adhesives that didn't stick or whatever. So I said, fuck it. You know what? My mom's a nurse. There's always medical tape. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try medical tape. So I tried medical tape. Didn't fucking work. Didn't stick to the hair at all.
Because your hair was greasy, bro. You need to take a fucking bath, dog. It was just sliding off.
Really fucking bad. I needed a shower. So what I did was I wrapped the tape around the hair and took a pair of my mom's hair cutting scissors and just cut the shit off.
Okay, yeah. I agree with Kringle. We're getting closer. You cut the tape off or you cut the hair off?
I cut the hair off.
Okay.
Because I always watch my mom cut hair and you pinch
it. So you had like a little pube ponytail for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
Feathered
with our
bangs,
brand
you
new
know?
sponsor, Manscaped,
Hey, now
I don't
you
have
won't
to
have
make-
to use tape.
Yeah.
I don't have to make man ponytail pube buns.
You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about this anymore.
Luckily, with Manscaped, you don't have to use tape to wax yourself. That sounds very painful. This is very painless. But thank you for Manscaped for supporting RMTS, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the ultimate men's hygiene bundle with the performance package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the exclusive offer, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RMTS. Zach?
RMTS.
Yes, RMTS at
Because you need
manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 8 million balls.
It's a lot of balls.
Manscaped is great. They sent us a bunch of stuff. They all sent us lawnmowers, which if you become my friend, you might be able to see the video of me using this that Zach was alluding to.
Oh, God.
We got nose hair trimmers. These are very well made. They come with a nice little flashlight, so you have visibility, everything cut like a gem. They don't hurt like duct tape or any other trimmers.
Not
Much smoother.
at all.
We got ball deodorant, which smells and feels very nice. You got to moisturize and deodorize your balls, guys. You don't want ladies going down there and it smelling like sweaty old balls.
Especially if you're a gamer and you're just sitting there all day, you know?
Yeah.
You
We
don't want to be sitting in the
also
swamp.
have ball toner, which is just like ball perfume, basically. It's very nice. It smells very good.
Not to be confused with this toner.
Not that kind of toner, no.
Not that type of toner, but Manscaped does things very nice. As you can see, they give you braided cables, very nice. USB-C. I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand it when companies still use micro USB.
It's
It
so
annoys
annoying.
the shit
I
out
can't
of
find
me.
one anywhere. My baby's baby monitor is mini, and I can't find one micro, let alone. Shit.
But they definitely put the details into making their product very high quality. They give you a nice leather
Bag.
pouch.
Mhm.
You get a shirt. You get undies.
I will say the
very
little
high quality
carrying
underwear,
case is
which
very
feels
nice to
very
have.
secure and
Everything
nice.
fits in it real nice.
Everything is super high quality, and I very much recommend.
Zach even took down the sides of his head and his goatee with it. So
So
yeah, I
you-
shaved
Not
my
just
entire
for balls,
beard,
even.
my hair, my balls. I shaved fucking everything with Manscaped because I wanted
You
to
did
make
it in
sure-
that order, though, right?
Yes, I did.
also
Oh.
with the weed whacker, completely waterproof. You can use in the shower. You can even use it in the bath if you want to. Which I don't know how easy that may be with the refraction of the water, but
hypothetically, you can do it.
indeed.
That's the important
Very
part.
good product. Very much recommend. Use code RMTS.
So
Yes.
now we
All
have the
capitals.
disclaimer that if you use tape on yourself, it's not our fault.
For 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Thank you.
RMTS.
All right. So, Josh,
Yes.
what has been going on? You've been playing GTA. You were playing a bit of Minecraft.
Yes, I just got back on Minecraft. I'm playing GTA 5 for the first time through the story mode.
Heck
It's
yeah.
very fun. I played online for the first time with my buddy Justin. That was fucking sick. Had a good time again with that. I think that's going to be really
You
enjoyable.
went
He's
to the
obviously a
casino and
trillionaire.
lost all your money.
Went to a casino and lost all my money.
I
That
was
kind of
wondering
sucked.
if you-
Myth was there. I think Kevin jumped on for a minute, right? My boy Indigo
Yeah,
Kevin.
I dropped that on, but you were just leaving when I hopped on.
Yeah, it was late by the time that we
Yeah.
all got it downloaded and got online.
Is that your first time playing GTA 5?
Yeah. I missed the game
Right.
entirely.
Because I played GTA 5 was probably maybe one of the first few games that I actually like pre-ordered, and so I've been playing it since day one,
Mhm.
and don't play it anymore because of how awful online is.
I've heard that.
But
I've heard
like, how is
GTAO
it?
is some shit.
How is it for a new person experience? I guess you had a good time.
For story mode, I've spent online now. I've spent like maybe a collective 30 minutes, 35
Okay.
minutes. Yeah, I've just barely dipped my toe in the water on a little private lobby with some friends like
So-
Myth and my buddy Justin and us just screwing around.
As everyone can tell, I'm sure that everyone knows by now. I love like conspiracy theories, but for entertainment. I don't believe most of them and stuff like that. So I've looked into GTA 5, and you can actually become Bigfoot in GTA 5. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
There's a huge Bigfoot conspiracy theory, along with I think it even goes back to throughout like all the GTAs. It's like this.
I've heard of Bigfoot in GTA.
It even goes into Red Dead Redemption. This huge cult. There is a cult within the story of GTA 5. But there's a lot of different theories about them, and even like they leave hints up at like the top of the mountain, whatever the mountain's called. I can't remember. Mount Chiliad, and it's really cool actually if you look into it and go into the videos of how everything's connected within all the stories, including GTA 4, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2.
They really put their time
really
into
cool
it.
how they tie it all together. Yeah,
sick. Yeah, I'm just now as a noob, I'm enjoying the story mode. Shit's catching me off guard because the chat's doing really good about not giving me spoilers. So, like, when I was Michael and I pulled up to the house and the tennis coach jumped down from the upper floor, I was like, what the hell? What's going on? Is that somebody? That's that tennis dude, isn't it? That was in there whenever I snuck in the house. Oh, shit. Like, so it's all, it's all new to me at this point. And, like, the daughter hanging out on the boat, that shit was funny. It's all new to me, and I'm enjoying it. Online, I think it's going to be great. My boy Justin's just got all these goofy-ass cars that can crush other cars and, infinite tanks and snipers and so I think it's going to be fun. I've always played GTA just as one who just runs around causing havoc and never played the story. I've put probably 100 or more hours into GTA 4, and I never did the story. I just did until I could unlock cheat codes, and then I would get stoned and spend 12 hours wrecking shit and having a great time. And I loved the game. Truly, I did. But this is my first time playing the story mode, and I'm very impressed with it. I'm having a good time, man. GTA.
Did you ever do the swing set glitch on the old GTA 4?
No.
What is that?
So it's on one of the islands. I think it might be on the first island that you go to in that game. But there's a swing set in a park that if you take your car and you drive it into like the middle pole, it'll glitch out and send your car flying.
Super launch?
Yeah, it might have been known by different names. So we just called it the swing set. But dude,
that's sick.
Tens and tens of maybe even hundreds of hours spent just doing that in this game.
Yep.
Some of the best times in video games has just been bullshitting and multiplayer in GTA games. So they're just so good.
I got paid to beat GTA 4, GTA Vice City, and GTA Vice City Stories.
Oh, wow.
I love all three of them. Yeah, I got paid to beat all those games. No, I beat them for a friend. He's like, just so wait in case.
What a loser. No offense. I'm glad you got your hustle on, but that dude's a loser.
I got paid $100 per game that I beat, and I beat 5 games for the dude. He just wanted to be able to play the game and actually just play it however he wanted.
Yeah.
So his his memory card corrupted on Gran Turismo. He's like, I don't want to go through and make millions of dollars. If you get me $10 million in Gran Turismo, I'll give you $60 or $80. So I did that. And then we got into GTA Vice City. He's like, I just want to be able to have a tank in my garage, and I want to be able to shoot rocket launchers. So I accomplished
Simple,
that.
Man.
Yep.
I just want to be able to have a tank and some rocket launchers, man. That's it.
Man who knows what he wants.
Yeah, simple, man.
I beat the entire game.
To wreck shit.
I got through and got all that shit.
Yeah, that was definitely a guy after my own heart. I just made it far enough to use the phone for the cheats. That was it on GTA 4. Mm-hmm. I did a couple, and then as soon as it would let me click up and bust out the phone, I was like, "What up on some airplanes, motherfuckers? I'm about to murder half a city,
dude,
on a video game." FBI.
That takes me back when I was younger. You'd go to the Scholastic book fair at school, and you'd buy the little book with every cheat code to every game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Or even older than that, when you would print out or write out the cheat codes like on a piece of paper and then like put that in the case with the game.
Yep. I had a notebook full of crayon and marker written up, down, left, right, especially for Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man game for PlayStation. I remember that shit took up like 5 pages because there were so many cheats you could do.
And you print it out and accidentally press color, and then your mom screams at you for hours because you used up all the printer ink. And
it takes 45 minutes. It's like,
yep.
Yeah, that was
And if
awful.
you cancel, the ink's still used. And there's 80 fucking ads.
The real part for me was the gamble, man. I used to go to a website called supercheats.com and anybody could submit. It was basically the 4chan of cheat code sites.
Oh, no.
And man, I can't tell you how many fucking hours of my life I have wasted because of supercheats.com. If you talk to Professor Oak 150 times, they'll give you 100 rare candies and a master ball. I'm sitting here spamming I'm over here making like a grid when I'm 10 years old, making a grid with a checkbox with 150 checks. Cause it's like, if you talk to him 150 times and every time I talk to him, I'm checking it. Like, damn it. I talked to him 150 times and it was nothing. I definitely talked to him. It's been like at least 300 times. This can't work. Or like, for example, the Mew, everybody knows about the Mew under the truck in blue and red version, right? Like how much time you have to specifically put into dying on the boat so you can go over here and fucking use strength to move the boat to get your Mew. And it was a crock of horse shit. It was a crock of horse shit. That was the worst part of the online thing.
Did you catch missing though?
Hell yeah, I did, because of supercheats.com, by the way. So that was also the payoff for the gamble, because I learned all this, the McCringleDingle cheat. Yeah, learned that from Super Cheats as well, and had stupid rare candies. And a good friend of mine told me, much like you, buddy, he said he would give me $1 if I gave him a level 100 Magikarp. So I sat there and used all my rare candies on this magic crap, hitting B every time to stop it from evolving into a Gyarados until it was level 100 just for the novelty. Traded it to him after spending 45 minutes spamming, and my thumb felt like it was going to fall off, and he gave me $1 bill, and I was like, sucker, dumbass. Fucking made out like a bandit. Super Cheats was great. The reason that I was so mortally wounded whenever I see fake ones is because I remember specifically for Spyro, dude, when I was like 10 years old, and I wrote down where like all the orbs were for Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage on like the whole first part of the map, and I went and wrote it down and typed it all up for Super Cheats and was so hyped whenever I saw it on there, right? And then 3 weeks later, I'm looking up Pokemon, and some asshat tells me that if I talk to Professor Oak 150 times until the A button falls off of my fucking Game Boy, then I'm going to get a bunch of Master Balls and rare candies. There were some sociopaths out there. I was a trusting little boy, man.
So
I use Cheat Code Central.
The thing for that, where you would get completely scammed for Minecraft, is I grew up playing Minecraft. I know you're semi-new. Was Herobrine, which was I'm sure you've heard of, which was a demon who would spawn into your world and haunt you, which obviously didn't exist, and the Aether, which it is a hypothetical third dimension or fourth dimension in Minecraft.
Interesting.
That is made by putting glowstone in a portal shape and then lighting it, which obviously doesn't work, but
it sounds creepy though.
Yeah, and it's funny because there was actually a plan for this within Minecraft for them to create a dream world, which is every time you went to sleep, there was a chance for you to wake up in dream world, and it was like a bunch of different islands. And that's
kind of like the end.
There is, yeah. It was like a bunch of smaller islands, and it was like grass in the overworld.
Oh wait, I think I watched a YouTube video about that actually.
You might have.
Yeah. It looked like Paradise or something like that. I think they called it or something. Yeah, it was almost like a map type Paradise or something. Maybe I'm getting them confused actually, but I think I know what you're talking about. And Cassie, I think, told me and mentioned there actually that mods were brought in to actually make it. I'm feeling like I'm probably about to get hard hooked on Minecraft again and be streaming it after I get done with story mode GTA. Maybe just on my solo world again. I still have yet to like secure my own Elytra and not on an SMP. I've only killed the Ender Dragon once myself. Like I need a little bit more practice, you know what I mean? Before I keep, I still really want to have the long-term goal of getting an Elytra with mending and unbreaking on a hardcore. That's like a super big gamer goal of mine. And I'm just not ready yet. So we'll see, man. I might be sliding back to the craft here in the next couple of days. I'll probably be playing tonight after we get done. No, never mind. I forgot. It's midnight here. I'm going to bed after we get done.
Yeah, we had to start late. I apologize for that again.
It's all good, my guy.
I'm
if
just
I fall asleep, if I fall asleep, y'all just holler. It'll be in my headset. I'll be like, "Oh shit!"
In your headphones.
Yeah,
it's funny. My first like gaming thing was probably the original PlayStation, and then my next one was the PlayStation 2. But I waited till the slim one came out.
Right.
It was up till 2 years ago that I realized that you could plug in Ethernet on PlayStation 2 and you could play online.
Oh, really?
I had no idea.
Yep.
I did not realize that all that time playing PlayStation 2, I would have friends come over so we could play split screen Modern Warfare, or not Modern Warfare, Medal of Honor. Yeah. That we could have just done it online.
Good app.
Did you guys ever play James Bond 007 Nightfire?
I did.
Not
Was
that
the
one,
GameCube?
They had it on GameCube and PS2, and it was
I
the
played it
blue
on
case,
GameCube,
not the white case. I wanted to stream that and get like a whole bunch of people together on that application that
that'd be
that we
cool.
have.
What about Monkey Balls? Did you guys ever play Monkey Balls?
Super Monkey Ball?
Yeah,
Yep.
Super Monkey Ball.
Hell yeah, I played Monkey Ball.
That was it.
Love
That was
Monkey
so
Ball.
fun.
Man, I used to play Monkey Ball on GameCube like a mother. Yeah, dude, I spent a lot of hours in high school just sitting there chiefing it up playing Monkey Ball. That was a fun game, man. That was a really addicting little game. My first console was a Super Nintendo. That was probably like
Mine too.
96. Right around the time the Nintendo 64 came out or a little bit later. Because shortly thereafter, my friend across the street, I know, got a Nintendo 64, and it was brand ass new, and I thought it was the last video game console that was ever going to come out. Like I always say, I thought it was the pinnacle of human technology. But Super Nintendo, man, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest to this day is one of my favorite games ever. But PlayStation 2, Nintendo's my favorite company just because of their franchises that they own. Mario, Pokemon, and Zelda. But PlayStation 2, man, damn did the PS2 have some good games on it, man. That had a big library of some classic games, man. I love Nintendo 64 too. Nintendo 64 might be my favorite console because I'm a retro gamer, but man, PS2, I got to give props to it, man. Such a good era.
Yeah, it was fun.
I liked it way better than the Xbox at that time. You know, like PS2 smoked the original Xbox. Then I like 360 better, but now I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
When I get this new PC, we are 100% going to have Josh download ROM Station, and we're going to have some family game nights.
Dude, you need to walk me through that as well.
Oh, yeah, super easy. I'll walk you through it.
Is it for GameCube games, you said?
For everything.
Every game from Wii behind.
Yeah.
Damn. This sounds...
And you play them on servers that are based off of the PC that starts the game. And you don't have to download any ROMs or anything like that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mine bricked my fucking computer.
Oh, maybe not then.
That's it.
No,
McCringle said maybe not.
I think it's probably because of the storage problem. My PC only has a 250 solid state, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which is why it blue screens and everything else, which is why I'm able to get a new one.
Have you gotten a new one, new pieces yet, new parts?
That sounds like a RAM issue.
I'm getting a brand new one as of either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're getting it pre-built. That's how you managed to get that damn graphics card in that bitch.
Yeah, I got a 3060 Ti.
Goddamn.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You got a 3060 coming.
I switched out my old PC case and put a new one in. I got a new motherboard and some more RAM. And I did that all the other day. It took like almost 6 hours to do all that with the wiring and everything because I'm super tedious about my wiring. I want it to feed all nice and look nice. Nothing
wrong with cable management.
I would have sat there, got it perfect for like the first 3 hours, and then I would have fucked up once without noticing it. And then I would have been like, oh, fuck it, 20 minutes later.
Yeah, I would have probably done the same thing.
I don't even bother messing with my PC, dude. I'm so bad with PCs now.
I had somebody come to my house to plug in the extra RAM cards that I got because they weren't clicking when I tried it. And I was like, this is a $2,200 PC. I don't want to break this thing. So please, somebody else who knows what they're doing, do it.
Even just putting in some RAM cards, exactly.
Hey, he lived a couple blocks away, so he came over. I gave him like $5 or something for the gas.
Are they supposed to click? Hell.
Yeah.
What did you do wrong?
Yeah,
wasn't pushing hard enough.
I feel you. I do that shit too, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be way too ginger. Like if it's
like
a little more, I'll be like, I'm gonna break something.
I was worried like the little pins or something would flip, and I'd be like, well, fuck, there goes what $70 is worth of RAM or something like that.
Yeah. That'd probably be the next thing that I would upgrade. I've only got 16 gigs of RAM. I think I need
32 now, so I'm solid with RAM.
Yeah.
I just need to update, get like another SSD.
Unless you're doing like super hyper specific things that need lots of RAM. 32 is all you need.
Maybe in streaming and shit like that, I should probably. I don't know if it would help with my Adobe Premiere editing. My Adobe Premiere kind of. I don't normally a lot of times see my stuff until I figured that. Yeah, I got a 2070 in there.
Actually, remind me when we get off. Somebody's selling one close to me for like a really good fucking price.
So,
and if you're interested, let me know and we'll get it figured out.
You might want to also talk to Token about that.
Yeah. But there's like 3 of them for sale, like 3070s and 3080s right now.
I might need them because I've been fucking with Adobe hard lately. My new video is going to be gnarly, dude. I'm working really, really hard. That's part of the reason I'm so damn tired, bro. I've never done 2 days worth of research for a video before. That's a lot for me. I feel like Wendigoon, man. Feels good. Putting my heart and soul into this one, man. I'm excited about
to see it.
Now I'm thinking that I might need another graphics. Hell, this isn't even my graphics card. The 2070 I have is borrowed from a friend of mine.
If you want like help or anything, I can always help you in Premiere if you want to like troubleshoot what's going wrong.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to say that I've gotten a lot better lately. The last video that I just did, I did a short video, like 8 or 9 minutes for YouTube, just saying thank you.
Oh God, he's gonna come.
What was that?
I could hear his bird.
I thought I was like, I heard a whoo. I was like, oh, please tell me that's Jordy. Okay, good. Not a human. Hey, Jordy, welcome back. Don't shit on Myth.
You probably will.
I love that you just instinctively always turn him. Like every time that he turns around, you're just like, nope. How many times have you got pooped on?
Not very often, because like if he's sitting on my chair like this, it'll fall in between here, and I just clean this every night if I have him sitting up here.
He doesn't do it on purpose. He's a good bird.
No.
Do you have to have birds sexed like you do with snakes?
Do you have to have them what?
Like sexed, like have a professional determine their gender?
No, it's pretty easy to determine, just based on like their size and there's
feather
a couple
patterns and shit.
Yeah, there's a couple different things.
Yeah, I remember my buddy had a snake one time, and it was called Samson, and we were all hyped about it forever. And then eventually, he saved up the money to get it sexed, and it was a damn female. Since snakes' genitals are inside of them, apparently you don't know that for sure. Yeah. You know, if you're just some guy who had some Molly powder and somebody was like, I'll give you a fucking snake for a tent. You know, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl or what. He's like, here's a snake, and he's calling it Samson. And then finally we come to find out it's a girl. Oh well.
I had a pair
ownership of snakes has happened that way. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it's a snake, bro. Probably 30% of the snakes that are owned in America have been traded through a drug deal of some sort. All right, or some sketchy shit for some hot merchandise or something. Were you saying something about a parrot, Myth?
No. I was saying I had a pair of doves. So like I knew because they were breeding and everything. But it's pretty easy even without that. Yeah.
I almost bought a dove the other night.
Yeah.
And Myth talked me out.
He talked you out of it? Poor Jordy, bro.
Well, having birds is crazy.
He was saying how cheap they were, and I didn't believe in him. But like seriously, you can go online, and for $60 in a couple days, you'll have a bird at your house.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Wild.
Modern world is crazy.
I was talking about that guy that was part of his sobriety was the fact that he bought a parrot, and he literally got a parrot egg and hatched this thing from an egg. Like he was the first living thing that this parrot ever saw when it came out of the egg. This thing loved him, bro. It adored him. It did everything he said and like was vicious to other people. I mean, he would hold it back. Obviously, he'd be like, Arrivederci, or whatever Italian shit that he would say to it to make it calm the fuck down. It wouldn't attack people, but you could tell that it didn't like anybody but him. Mm-hmm. Like every other human, it was just like,
parakeets and parrots are very much like that. Like, they become attached and they hate everyone else.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure really that's an Always Sunny bit where like there's an episode where all in the courthouse with the McPoyles and like the old McPoyle pulls his hat off and the bird attacks like the lawyer and everything.
That's sick. Was it a symbol or was the bird under his hat?
The bird was under his hat.
That's awesome. We got to train Jordy to do that.
Yeah,
especially if it's for prosecutors.
Yeah,
a lot of I completely forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry.
A lot of birds, I would assume. This dude actually
a lot of parakeets, for some reason, prefer one gender over the other, and will like be very aggressive towards like female or men, and like only men or female. It's very weird.
Like sexually, or just like they only prefer the company?
No, just like people coming in. Like if it's a guy.
Oh, humans.
Yeah, humans. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
It's very weird. Yeah.
A lot of dogs are like that too.
Yeah.
Zach, did you turn your gain up, bro?
Nope. My gain. I unmuted myself. I probably auto adjusted. I apologize.
Oh,
it's all good. My
Is it better now?
Almost popped out. It was so loud. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want you guys hearing the baby whining, so I muted myself until she calmed back down.
It's all good, my guy. My contact almost popped out, but it really didn't have anything to do with your gain. Don't worry.
So, how far do you think the Russian-Ukraine conflict is going to go?
I hope it not very far.
I have no idea, man. I honestly don't consider myself to be super informed about it, but I will say that I don't think he was expecting this much resistance. I thought he was under the impression this was going to be a quick swoop.
Yeah.
I think he was a little caught off guard. I can say that much.
The next
hopefully that's enough to deter him from any further action.
Next couple weeks are going to be very interesting, and we'll see what happens. But one of the reasons I brought up the ancient world thing before is megatons of nuclear power are stored in different possessions of countries, and if a country wanted to, nuking the ice caps would completely destroy modern civilization and bring us back to the Stone Age. It would. So I find that something very scary to think about. Also, it's a desperado move if pushed too far by any country.
Sort of a mutually assured destruction once again.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel any type of way when Biden and Democrats are starting to put through legislation about cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, with them locking cryptos down?
I have seen a bit of this, and I think it's all towards creating FedCoin, unfortunately, which seems like is coming further and further to being a thing, is a government-run cryptocurrency, and them trying to push back and extort all the others, especially with the restrictions towards, like, they hate currencies that they can't track. Monero, things.
Yeah, weren't they talking about taking over XRP or something like that?
Yeah, XRP is XRP. They completely hate those things because it's not really taxable. You're supposed to be taxed on it, but if it can't be tracked, if you're not self-reporting, then who knows? They completely hate that people can get away from their surveillance and overarching control over the populace, and becoming individualized and decentralized is something that they fear. And it's going to be interesting what they do to try to keep it out, because people can always create accounts offshore. People can always find workarounds, and
the internet,
if they're determined enough, and this isn't like the average person doesn't even use cryptocurrency, but in the average person
with how much it affects your life and how much it would affect you personally, hearing that they're going to lock some of the things down that you were talking about and everything else, it's absolutely interesting to hear, hey, this does affect me, this affects me this way, this doesn't affect me that way, and how is it going to change? Because I think, of course,
that's another thing they want to lock down so that you can't profit off of it, but they're still
another thing that
it's okay for them to trade regular stocks and shit, right?
And this is very scary. I'm very anti-strong government. I don't think that they should have massive controls over people's lives. I don't think they should act as parents. I think they should be there to enhance rules towards civilization that others can't. It's like, the important things, murders, everything that has a victim. But I don't believe that they should be pushing towards destroying people's lives in order to. A lot of my friends make money off this, and a lot of them are in other countries. Most of the people I know who trade cryptocurrency are in other countries, but in America specifically, it is going to hurt a lot of people's portfolios. It's going to change the way of the card. It's going to change the way that they are traded and the way that they are reported on. It's very crazy, but this is why me and my friends have been looking towards decentralized networks. We've been using Krypton, especially, which is a completely peer-to-peer platform. So basically, if you don't know what peer-to-peer means, it's not hosted on individual servers. Everything is hosted in between each other. Everyone who uses that network, baby. Yep, exactly like BitTorrent.
Peer-to-peer.
Krypton Exchange. They also have a token to go along with it. It's completely decentralized peer-to-peer. You can host websites on it. You can create group chats. You can create, you can even play like poker and chess on it. It's a super cool platform that I recommend people checking out in order to decentralize themselves and help take the power away from people who want to take it from you.
So do we want to go to a boss who gave her employees energy drinks, or do we want to talk about Nate and his castings and stuff like that? Where do we want to go, boys?
I'm more interested in Nate personally.
Let's go to Nate.
All right.
We're going to be talking about 2 Nates, so we need to be...
Hi, Nate.
Hi.
How's life?
Life is good, you know.
You missed the sense for the lyric. It's, I don't know, it's all right.
Oh well. No, like things are good, you know.
I'm normally a little more perky, man, but I'm worn out today. I'm sorry.
I understand that it's late. It's
I'm glad to be here.
It's
though.
barely 10
for
for me,
guessed.
so we're still good.
Yeah, you're
So-
a damn Westerner.
How's it like being an actor?
It's like being famous, bro.
Not at all.
You've been seen by more people than me, Myth, and Josh combined.
Easily.
I don't know.
Very
Josh
much
with
so.
his streaming, he reaches pretty good numbers.
No, I think my all-time
Not more
different
than
accounts
Super
is like,
Bowl.
yeah, I was
No,
about to
maybe
say
not.
is a fraction. That's
Not like
millions
3
we're
or
talking.
400 million concurrent.
Right? Yeah, there's no
It
possible way.
is, yeah, pretty wild to think. I think it was, how many was it?
So
this year?
I think
Did you get
this
your own
is,
trailer?
This is definitely a podcast story. Tell us about when they had you imitate a cat scratching post.
Oh shit.
What?
Yeah, so this is probably like one of my very first auditions. So my very first audition I booked, and that was the Google commercial back in 2018.
Mhm.
And then after that, it was maybe twice a month I would drive down to LA for an audition that would last 5-10 minutes or so, and then I would drive back home. And this one I get down there too, and it's in a new building that I hadn't ever been to yet. And they call me in, and there's a couple other people standing in there already. And they have us stand up and on little pieces of tape that are on the ground that marks where you're supposed to stand and everything. And like, all right, so just have you guys. I want you to like embody, like pretend that you are a cat tree, but you're really sad about it. And we want you to picture in your head some sad music that goes along with this, and you're just you're gonna move, and you're gonna kind of, show off a sad cat tree, which, whatever that means, I don't know.
Fuck?
I guess. Yeah. And so I'm like, kind of like put my arm up and my other arm sticking out a little bit, and I'm just kind of like
serious.
kind of sad, moving my face, moving my body, swaying around a little bit. And I say, good, all right. And now we're gonna they actually put on like upbeat type music, which I don't know why they didn't play sad music for us. We had to like figure that out for ourselves. But they put on a little bit of upbeat music, and now we're supposed to be cat trees, but we're happy about it.
What the fuck, man?
Dude, I have no idea. I never heard back from that audition. I didn't.
You
I'm
didn't
glad
do it
that
then,
I didn't.
bro. You failed. You didn't.
I didn't make it. I
tree.
was not a very good cat tree.
You were
It
a
was
bad
just-
cat.
You were
Bro,
not a
man,
good depressed
you can't
cat
even
tree.
be a scratching post.
It was
The thing is-
oddest request I've ever heard in my entire life.
Is what all you were supposed to do is stand still with your arms at your side and look depressed. That's all you had to do.
They
I know, I
wanted the one
added in my
person that
arms
called.
doing
Wanted
stuff.
you
all
to
this- I shouldn't have
T-pose.
done that.
But they told him to dance. They told
Yeah,
him to move around.
they did tell me to dance.
They
You
wanted
tap
the
your
one
one
person
foot.
that would say no. They wanted you to say no. I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot, and they'd say you're the guy. It was a test, and you failed. The one person that got the gig was like, when they would have said that to me. Do you remember on Step Brothers when they're at the Catalina wine mixer and he's like, I just want to punch you in the face. You just need to get your face fixed. And like Will Ferrell's like,
I'll
when
work
you
on
say that, yeah, he's like, the best thing that I can do is just take what you said and just do my best interpretation of whatever that is that you said. That's exactly what I would have said to them. Like that.
I
same speech.
100% would have asked him. I would have been like, "Sir, are
I'd be like,
you
"You do it."
retarded?"
I just
Yeah,
said you do it.
I didn't. I've definitely gotten more open to like asking them what they mean when I get like a weird kind of request. But back then I was like, I'll just do whatever you tell me to do.
Right. I was hoping you were going to say that was
where are all
Google.
the dicks I'm supposed to suck to make it be famous? Come on. I'm ready for them.
Now you're getting the California gist.
I remember when you first joined the Discord and we're hanging out, you're like, dude, I got to go do a play today. And I'm doing the full Monty. And I'm like, I have no fucking idea what that is. Yeah, so why don't you inform our viewers?
So the full Monty is a musical based off of a movie that came out. I'm going to look it up so I don't give
false
information.
The Full Monty is the name of it?
Yeah, so it came out in 1997. You'll probably recognize a couple of the actors in it. The guy from 28 Days Later is in that. King Baratheon is in it from
Game of Thrones.
From Game of Thrones.
But which one showed their dick?
All of them.
Oh, Zach's favorite.
And so it's a movie. It's about like a bunch of these steel workers guys who are laid off because the steel plant closes, and their wives are going to see basically Chippendales dancers, and they feel like they could do better, and it's a story about feeling comfortable about your body and bonding with the dudes and being naked. So yeah, I worked on that show for probably 3 months, and this is a staged production, a musical that I did in my town, and for 3 nights a week for 4 weekends, I was getting very much fully naked on stage in front of 200 people a night.
Did you have like a puffer or anything on the side of the stage to make sure it stayed at half mast or anything?
So the way it worked was we would take off finally move our hat and take our G-string off to reveal our members, and then the lights would go out.
Jordy said I can't hear this.
Yeah, and then the lights would go out immediately, and really you wouldn't really see much, like half a second if that.
That's what I would tell myself too.
I mean, there were times where the lighting wasn't really turned off as quickly as it could have been, but you're
just standing there with your wang hanging out in front of all these strangers, and everybody's like, they turned the lights off too quick. I want my money back.
But yeah, no, it was a whole process of thinking about going into that. Like, I'm not in the best shape. I'm a bigger guy, and so I had to be okay with getting naked in front of a bunch of strangers.
Fucking sounds like they cast it correctly then, man. If that's what the overall point of it was, was.
It's probably my favorite show I've ever been a part of. It was very, very good.
Yeah, it sounds like it had a good meaning to it, dude.
Is there a recording of this?
There is not. There is not.
No.
I thought he was gonna say there is on OnlyFans /McCringleDingle.
I do have the costume, so maybe one night in Discord.
What costume? I thought you were naked. What costume?
I mean, I have a whole security guard outfit that I strip off.
Oh, okay. It was the Chippendales part. I got you. All right, no then. In that case, I refuse.
No.
All right, in that case, never mind.
So
I'll do that once I get to see a picture of the pearl.
That's gonna have to be sometime soon. I'm gonna have to show the pearls. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing with that somewhere sometime soon. I probably shouldn't talk about it on Twitch, but I'm gonna have to figure that out sometime soon because I'm Twitch partner. So that was the last goalpost was if I get Twitch partner. So
You're
I
welcome,
have to talk
boys.
to my wife. Yeah, appreciate it, Zach. Zach made it happen. So it's about time for the pearl reveal soon. Stay tuned, everybody. I know for a fact that there are many members of my community that don't want to see it, and they're not going to expressly go out of their way to go look for the picture. So that's good.
Well, they all will. They all will. They'll lie.
I kind of think they're going to
say
they're not.
They'll all get curious.
But they probably will. They're going to be. I mean, like I said, I think everybody's going to be very underwhelmed by the picture because of how little has to be revealed. You're basically going to see a skin-colored heart-shaped lump, But I'm thinking that I might have to do a video just to make sure that I don't get any. That might not be you or whatever. And be like, yo, what up? We got partner. Wang pick or whatever, you know, like
if you need ideas, we can. I have saved the myths video, so I can send that to you.
Okay, good. Yeah, some pointers. I'm still trying to dodge this video. It sounds like it's going to need its own website though, like all the old ones had. You know,
it's
back in the
censored.
old horror
okay.
shock.
I mean, slightly. No, it's conservatively censored.
It's like
that
somebody
sounds like I don't want to watch it.
It's like somebody brushed a little bit of censoring on it
and missed what the part that was supposed to be.
What you should have did,
like a Japanese dirty magazine where it's just like a little heart over the penetration,
or a little black bar that just barely moves. So like when you flip your dick up, it doesn't even like.
And it's off. It's off like half a second, so it'll move over this way, and then the sensor will catch up with it.
Oh, good. Those keyframes are right on time.
It's not, but he's saying I should have.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that bad then. I got you. No. I still don't want to see it. I think that I don't need to see that advertisement. I'll try the Clippers out when I get them. I think I'm getting mine tomorrow.
McCringle, you do improv like every week, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Is that every week?
So we try to meet once a week. And we have shows the last Saturday of the month, every month.
So I'm curious about that. Did you start by taking improv classes, or did you just join an improv group? What happened?
So I got into it in high school. You know, started watching a lot of like Whose Line Is It Anyways and stuff like that.
Yeah,
classic.
And so I formed like an improv club at school and started learning, kind of teaching myself like different improv games and mostly a lot of short form stuff like you see on Whose Line Is It Anyways, where they're playing guessing games or they're playing freeze tag or they're playing
Whose Line was the best, man.
Whatever, like whatever games that they're doing, where it's like structured short improv games that last 5 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I did that for a while, and then when I left high school, I was at a community theater here in town, where I was on the board of directors, and I was a part of their improv group. But I was still like, 18, 19, and like still really not confident in my skill set and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times when I would do shows, then I would stand on the back line the whole time and not really participate because I wasn't confident in my ability. And then there was a long period of time where I didn't do any improv. And then I decided after that Google commercial, and I had a nice wad of cash in my pocket, I signed up for the Upright Citizens Brigade improv class. Their like 101 class. And that was down in LA. It was like $450 for an 8-week course. And I think the classes were like 3 hours. Like I would go down there on Sundays for like 3 hours.
Cool.
Take this class and then come home. And for whatever reason, like I just really clicked doing this long form improv, which is way different than short form, where we take a suggestion from the audience, one word, and we'll make up a play or whatever that'll go on for an hour.
Oh, wow.
It'll have a start, a middle, an end. It'll be
a
full story of characters and everything that just come up off the top of your head.
Long form improv, interesting, man.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff on YouTube.
Really cool. I've never even heard of that.
If you're ever interested in watching the people at Upright Citizens Brigade, you can find some of their ASSCAT, ASSSCAT, I think is
ASSCAT.
Yeah, which is a show they do on the Friday or on Sunday nights, or they used to. They don't do them live anymore, but like. You'll recognize all the founders from UCB. You'll recognize Amy Poehler, Matt Besser.
Oh, wow.
There's two more that I can't remember off the top of my head.
I was really hoping that you were going to tell us that the Google commercial that you did, that you nailed after you did the cat tree part. I was really hoping that was the same story. Like they told me to be a sad cat tree. And so I was like, meh. And then I did the Google commercial and they paid me fat fucking money. I was hoping that was the same story, but how did you land the Google thing?
I don't know how
I landed the Google thing. So if you ever watch that commercial, you'll see I'm sitting on a little couch and I'm like, it's a lazy guy is the name of the role. And I'm just like, hey, Google, call my brother. And so for the audition, they just wanted somebody to be like, lethargic and like being lazy and asking their phone to call someone rather than pick it up and do it themselves. And when I sat down to do that, and I was actually in front of like my callback, so I'd done the first audition, and they call me back a few days later and say, hey, we want you to come back down and do a little bit more, and we'll have you in front of the director and the producers and all that stuff. So they're on a monitor, and I'm sitting there and doing this take a few more times, and they're like, can you do it less high? I just
You're
started
like in like 20 minutes.
I just started laughing, and then did it with a little bit more energy, and they're like, "Oh, that's great!" And so that's when they.
And you were like, I'll be less high in like 30 minutes, then we can roll.
Well, the great thing is I can be really high, but I can turn it off and it seems
okay,
sober.
good.
That's
all of a sudden you're like, all right, business time. Right. I think it's funny that you mentioned the lazy guy thing, that being the name of your role, because it's, I've always thought that it's funny that, like, for example, you see commercials on TV for like those hair remover wands that girls buy, and they'll have some woman giving testimony and she's like, it was the most amazing. It's like, and imagine the casting for this. Like, they look at her and they go, yeah, you look like a hairy ass bitch. You look like someone that women are going to trust. Like, you look like the girl when you say this shit removes hair, they're going to believe you. Like,
honestly,
you gotta think about who they're
probably
casting.
has some kind of name like that. Not hairy ass bitch. I don't think that's going to be a
well, in yours, it'd be like, this guy looks like the guy that wouldn't want to pick up his phone. So we get him in this case. You know what I mean?
It'll be guy on couch, lazy guy, schleppy type.
You look like the guy that would use this product. Type. You look like you don't want to get up to use your phone. I've always I feel like if I got cast in certain commercials, I would almost be offended, Like if they had like, I don't know, like something cosmetic, like, did you know that nose surgery to get a nose job is only $3? And like, they picked me for that commercial. And I'm like, it was a phenomenal process. Like, y'all saying my nose is fucked up?
You're going to be upset until those checks start rolling in.
And then the checks start rolling in, and all of a sudden I don't care. All of a sudden I'm glad that I was lazy guy on couch.
Like 10 years ago. And this dude, maybe even longer than that. And this guy has had quite a career because he's been in a lot of different things. But it was this ginger guy, fatter ginger kid, glasses, really curly red hair, and he's making out with like this fucking model, and it's like a phone commercial or something like that. And you have to know, like this kid is casted as ugly ass kid or something like that. Yep. But like, I swear to God, that commercial aired over and over and over again, and he was getting residuals. And then I saw him on like Community and like a bunch of other little TV shows. Like, he was like,
that's all it took.
If you have a certain look, if you have a really unique look, or you're really handsome, or I mean, you can find niche work kind of stuff for that. I'll start to see, when I was going and doing in-person auditions, I would see the same people at multiple auditions that I would go to, because they're all casting, at least in that time slot, for people like me. And so we all look
hitting the same circuit. Yeah.
You make lots of friends.
There was this one guy who was like in a Katy Perry music video or something. Oh, wow. And he was
Left Shark.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I made Left Shark.
You went up to me. I was going to start doing the floss, but you fucking Left Sharked it. Damn. Even I know Left Shark. That was a good one. Hell yeah. And I agree with you too. That's the same thing I was talking about. Like that fat redheaded kid you're talking about. They cast him as like ugly ass kid or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, think about comedy movies. Like, whenever, like, for example, that girl comes around the corner and like all the guys are like, oh, like, who wants to be that girl in the movie? Like, yeah, you're disgusting. That's hilarious. I do. This girl weighs 475 pounds and has an eye patch. It would be hilarious if she was hitting on guys. Nobody wants you to hit on them. You're the girl. Like that. It'd just be offensive, or even the movie Hairspray. Like, all right, the main character's fat, so off the rip. The rip. That's what they're going for. Like, we're looking for a fat person.
Yeah, it is all.
Would you be Kevin James's stand-in?
I don't think I'm tall enough. I think he's. How old is Kevin James? Or how tall is Kevin James?
I didn't think he was that tall. I think he was like 5'6" or so, huh?
He's 5'8".
Maybe.
He's 5'8", average height, huh?
I could do that then. Probably.
Kevin James.
That's another great role that you could do if you just like. I mean, it depends on the film, but if you look similar to people. Like you can get hired as the stand-in while they're sitting in the professional actors sitting in their trailer. You're just standing in where they would stand for the shot while they like frame the cameras and fix all the lighting and everything.
You guys think Philip DeFranco needs a stunt double?
Hey, you sit there while he gets his news segment ready.
I'll pose for the thumbnails. I'll just sit there and make faces for thumbnails. Yeah, just PogChamp all day for a living. It's gonna be awesome. I'll have to wear a different shirt, obviously, not a Stranger Things and leather jacket and all this, but Phil DeFranco, hit me up. You did a video about me a long time ago, and I still haven't got to talk to you. It's sad.
Oh wow.
My very first YouTube video, I had a clip of it.
Like Hutch.
My first YouTube video has a clip of the Philip DeFranco video, and I'm glad now because he took that video down.
Oh.
He took down a lot of his old videos, but I have it preserved forever, just a clip of it. And also have the first Charlie video. I did see something today that really caught me off guard. A man named Josh Pilault. He's the only dude, I think, out of all the videos I saw that got made while I was locked up that pronounced my name perfectly was Charlie. Out of everybody, Charlie nailed it. He said, this dude named Josh Pilault from Oxford, Mississippi. And I was like, wow, out of all the people, he's the guy that nailed it.
You know, it's funny. It took me a while after I met you that I realized, like, you know what? I totally remember hearing this story and I'd be talking about it with my group of friends when that happened, being like, that's crazy, dude. Like, we used to play RuneScape.
It sucked. But it's all right. It worked out in the end. I got a Twitch check mark now and all that. I'm a happy man. You know, it worked out in the end. But yeah, it was definitely, I was a little bit wild. I didn't realize that there had been videos and shit about it other than Silent Core's video whenever I got released. I have openly admitted, even to him, he himself, that I didn't know who Charlie was whenever I got out. They were telling me, they were like, Ping 10, he did a video about you. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then Kai commented on my video. I was like, you want to come on the podcast?
I'm going to have to be really vague about this. But me and you almost had very similar experiences.
Are you not allowed to tell this story?
It's because it doesn't take much information about this, and you'll be able to find exactly who I am. So,
all right, let's not, then. Let's not. You need to tell off stream.
I think you might have heard it before, but yeah, I did some stupid stuff in high school, and would have had very similar charges. Let's say.
Oh wait, I think you told me about this already. Actually,
I think I might have mentioned it during the hangout or something.
Yeah, I think that's what I was about to say. I think it was during a Patreon hangout. Yeah,
I think what I got was a lot of community service hours instead of like in jail time hours, which is fucking great.
Congrats, bro.
And I was also on that same where I was like 17 when it happened, so I was like just.
I wasn't. I was 19. I was firmly planted my flag on the legal side of adulthood, and they called me on it.
I think you probably would have got fucked even worse if you were under.
Me?
If you were still in school, you would have been really, really fucked.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say. I think if I was still in school, they probably would have tried to like let me keep. But because I dropped out because I didn't have anything going on, they were like, "Fuck it, let's make this guy the example. This dude's a druggie, anyways. He ain't gonna lose nothing. This dude wasn't doing shit. Let's just make him the example and slap him as hard as we can." And we got a pretty good case to prove that we were right because of what a piece of shit he was. He's gonna get out and get on drugs anyways.
And you know what's really funny?
But it's possible.
I was smoking weed the whole time all of my illegal stuff was going on, but because they never caught me with it, like that was never a part of it. Like never, like even though I was meeting with probation officers, like they never drug tested me, never did anything like that.
Because it wasn't part of your case, yeah.
It wasn't part of it.
It was a part of my case. They were like, he's an addict, give him hard drug tests a lot. I didn't really have that many because as soon as I got out, COVID started. When I got home from the halfway house, like literally a month later was whenever COVID was on the news for the first time. When I falsely said on Twitch, I bet everybody's overreacting. Little did I know. That was like the first day. I said it live on Twitch. Everybody was in there panicking. And I was like, come on, guys. We've had Zika and we've had fucking swine flu and bird flu. Here we go again. And little did I know that this time it's going to be a little bit gnarlier.
Yeah.
Somebody upped the transmission a little too higher.
Yeah, this one was a little bit of a gnarlier virus. But as soon as I came home, went straight to lockdown. I didn't care about going to lockdown, though. I got computers and a wife out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
lockdown.
You know, those are two great things to have. Like,
yeah, it's
granted, really you could do it with just the one computer.
Well, yeah, of course.
But
Josh, the funny thing is we didn't make it out of quarantine without kids either.
No, I to be fair though, Karis was actually pregnant before I left the halfway house. So they tried to write me up for it too. They tried really hard to find a rule that I broke to write me up and get me in trouble for impregnating.
Like, did you do it?
God.
Did you do it at the halfway house?
Nope.
What's the fucking?
Nope. I didn't go out of bounds.
Were you not? Was it a rule like
All
you're
of-
not supposed to be involved in lewd and
No.
like sex acts?
There is now, I bet. There is now probably, but there wasn't at that time. No. They apparently, one of the counselors there searched the books really hard trying to find it. But since they could not prove that I had gone anywhere out of bounds or out of time, my allowed time outside of the halfway house, there was nothing they could do about it. All I can imagine, and since it was so soon after I got out of prison, what I would imagine is they probably thought I was an idiot. They probably thought that Karis got pregnant before I got out of prison and was trying to play it off. Like as soon as I get out, like, oh, I'm pregnant. But then that baby came out looking like my twin. Like, I don't know if y'all see my daughter. She looks so much like me when I was a baby. Nobody needs to go on Mari for that. So joke's on them. We don't have to go on Mari because she just got the absolute cuteness tweaks from Karis and it came out
Josh,
great.
you are the father.
Yeah, we don't have to go on Mari for it at all.
Have
My
you
mom
guys ever
all the time has
seen
video
somebody you
pictures of me
know
next to her.
on a show like Maury or like an internet like show?
No,
No, but
Like,
100 of them in jail and prison claim they've been on or their cousin's been on.
There is a buddy of mine. His dad was on. Is it Maury? Yeah, it had to have been like one of those. What's the other guy? What's
Jerry Springer?
He was on the Jerry Springer show
Oh God!
back in the day, like back in the late '90s. And then one time, I was watching this Vice documentary about this group in Minneapolis, religious group in Minneapolis, who would like get high on the Holy Spirit, like they would like dig up some Holy Spirit and snort it up their nose, like just out of the air, and like just weird, really odd stuff. But what's funny is because a friend of mine who had left after he graduated high school had left to go join a similar group, and we were always like, "Hey, he just left to go join this cult." And then one day I'm sitting there watching this Vice documentary, and then I'm like, "Holy shit, that's my buddy in the background!"
Oh my God, there's Bobby. What the hell?
Yeah,
buddy?
I was just what the heck?
I was wondering what happened to you. You left me on red on Facebook, bro. What the fuck?
He was getting high on Holy Spirit.
He was just shaving his head and rubbing ash on his head.
Before this kid left, he would do the same stuff. Like he would like grab at the air, and then he would roll up an imaginary joint, and he would smoke it. And he was
getting high off his own
clan of
supply.
schizos is what it sounds like. Sounds like a clan of
maybe.
schizophrenic people. That's outrageous. At least you recognize them, though. My mom thinks I was going to run off with the fucking Hare Krishna when we were in New York City, but I was not going to. I just saw them, and it was interesting, and I was looking. And I can tell you this much. Those guys clearly, like the leaders of those cult-type things, obviously have a really good eye for people that are susceptible for it, because the dude saw me just glancing, and they were all playing music together, and they had this coexist sign, and like their thing had like every world religion's logo on it. It was like coexist, all together and all this. And I was like, this is fucking sick, bro. The music's bumping. These dudes look cool. They got these robes and shit. I'm feeling this. And this dude, like, damn near 180, he was like, wow. And he's smiling at me. He's like, the whole squad's like generally moving closer to him. And I was like, oh, hell no. I already know.
I gotta get out of here.
I was like, yeah, they picked up on that, on me just looking at it. Like, the dude just vibed. He was like, we got one. And they're just like, hey, Hare Krishna, moving closer to this guy, and Hare Krishna, moving closer. And I was like, moving farther. My mom likes to stick to the story that I was going to run off, but I wasn't. I just thought it was interesting and it looked cool. And I didn't really have a lot of future plans at that point, you know what I'm saying? So I just put the card in my wallet, but I wasn't going to run off with the Hare Krishna. I just kept the card.
They were treating you like Chip Skylark in Fairly Odd Parents.
Exactly, man. They were all singing and holding it out and talking about my shiny teeth and shit. And I was vibing. This dude was killing it, dude. He had this little like toy box piano on one leg, right? That he's like holding on like a strap, right? And a trumpet in his other hand. And he was out there gutting it, dude. I mean, he's hitting these jazz chords over here and throwing a melody with the trumpet. I was like, what the fuck is going on in this dude's brain? What kind of drugs is he on that he can do this? This is like playing the holophoner from Futurama, how complicated this shit looked. And I was very impressed with it. And he obviously knew that I was very impressed because he turned around and was like, that guy right there with the leather jacket, because I've been wearing the leather jacket.
We got to get him.
Yeah, that's the next one. But I did not end up shaving my head and rubbing ashes all over my forehead. I kept on my leather jacket, ended up just buying some weed.
I do like the idea of you realizing, oh, they're coming at me now.
Yeah, the question is,
I was like, yeah, they vibed on me. I'm backing up.
I was sitting downtown one time a year and a half ago. I just gotten some nice Sonic, and I was sitting there eating my French fries, and I hadn't realized that there was a protest going on downtown at the same time, just a few blocks away.
Classic.
And as some protests do, they start being mobile, where they're just walking around the downtown area. And so I'm sitting here eating my French fries, looking at my phone. All of a sudden, I look up in the rear view mirror, and I see the protest front coming down the street, and it is hundreds and hundreds of people.
Now you're stuck.
And I just gassed the car and got out of there because I was sure I was going to be fine. I don't think anybody was going to start getting violent, but I was like, I don't want to be trapped.
You're going to be stuck for 3 hours. All
I'm
these hippies walk past
here.
But
so I was just
at a fast food restaurants, Sonic is by far one of the places I'd be okay being stuck at.
At least it's meant for you to sit there.
Yeah.
Just give me some fucking mozzarella sticks with some sauce, and I am fucking good.
Did y'all know that's where I was working the first time I got out of prison? I was a car hop at Sonic. Yeah, I was a Sonic.
Oh, did you skate around in rollerblades and everything?
No, they didn't. They recommended that we don't do the rollerblades.
All the places near me.
My personal manager recommended that. They do or they don't?
No, they don't.
Yeah, normally the manager it's apparently, at least at our place, the manager was the one who was like, I mean, you can, but I recommend that you don't.
You get paid more.
You definitely get way more tips, 100%. Everybody that works at Sonic at the other joint in our town, they all agreed. They wore roller skates over there, and they all say you get tipped way better. But I got to be honest with you, you make good tips being a car hop at Sonic. And
what would they have done if you brought your skateboard and said, "Okay, this is how I'm going to get to the cars"?
They would have done this. Is what they would have done. I probably would have got fired.
That would be sick. We tip you so much you fucking skate up fucking just.
And then you have Tony Hawk reaching his head out.
What's the Smith
do a kickflip.
Somebody should make a millennials version of Sonic, where you have your burgers and hot dogs and shit like that, but everybody who serves food are on those 2-wheeled hoverboards.
Hey.
Oh god.
We'll call it Sonic Boom.
No, what they should do is make the restaurant with magnetic tracks to all the tables, and they have actual hoverboards.
See, there we go. That's more like it.
But overhead for all the liquid nitrogen is fucking crazy expensive.
Yeah, so a hamburger's like $700,000 because of the cold that they have to maintain.
Have you guys seen that? It might be a Disney restaurant. It has all these giant screens, and it takes you up to space, and it's like
that is a Disney restaurant.
Yeah, you want me to show you videos of it on my phone? I was just there 2 months ago.
Oh, are you serious? You were there?
Yeah, Space 2 whatever.
Yeah, some of that. Dude,
my wife's got a video on her Instagram of us going up to it.
I want to eat there so bad. That looks so dang cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, look, this TikTok that I did on one of my 4 TikToks or whatever is actually us at that restaurant at Space. What's it called?
I think I saw that.
Yeah, and the dude dropped the see, that's it. And the dude dropped the drinks right there. That's my wife and me. That's me pointing right there. That's it. Space, what's it called? Space 2201 or something?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Space 201. It's amazing. It's amazing, whatever it is. But yeah, whenever you go to the restaurant, you go on a ride to get there, basically, and it looks like you're launching up to a space station and leaving planet Earth behind and all that shit. Yeah. It's fucking incredible,
dude. I want that. They have to bring that here to Anaheim, Disney. I want that so bad.
It's sick, man.
I might consider renewing my little annual pass if they get that.
My brother-in-law got drunk because the liquor they were serving there was strong as hell.
No.
And it was really funny. No, they're good drunks. They were just having a good time. And my daughter obviously is there. She was a couple months younger and she could run around and kind of say a few words and all that. And they were so drunk and snuggling on her. It was a great night, man. It was a good night. The food was delicious. I ate duck for the first time in my life there. That's what I had. I actually got duck. Shit,
duck is so good.
Fire. Yeah, it was amazing.
Was it roasted? Was it smoked duck or what was it?
It was roasted duck.
Roasted.
And it was phenomenal. It came with some kind of sweet potato or something. Highly recommend. I'm sure it was outrageously, egregiously expensive.
Chinese smoked duck is so good. If you ever go to Peking duck. If you go to Chinatown, highly recommend. The skin is just nice and crispy, and then you get that nice fatty duck.
They blow air into the skin to puff it out.
Really make it crispy.
So yeah, so
that sounds sick.
So it doesn't attach to the meat underneath, and then when it's smoked, it gets really crispy.
That's awesome.
Me and my friends always went to Chinatown in Chicago, and then would take the train back and eat duck on the way back.
Just smashing some duck on the ride home.
Yeah, because they had tables.
Peking duck.
When I was younger, and we all in high school, you finally got cars and stuff like that. Me and my buddies, we went down to LA to go to Chinatown and came home with maybe $500 worth of fireworks, like very, very illegal fireworks in California. And when my mom finally saw like all the fireworks that I had hidden away, and she made me tell her where I got them, she forbade me from ever going to Chinatown again. And I'm 27. I have not been back.
We'll go back for the
and I've been there 2 times a week for the past 6 weeks.
Dude, we got to do the Real Men Talk shit from Chinatown, the real life one now. It sounds like it'll be awesome. We'll buy some totally legal firework. I mean, I guess is it illegal because California
have you ever had rolled ice cream?
Rolled ice cream. Oh yeah. They got that in the mall down here where they pour it on the ice tray thing, and it's like $12 more for you to basically. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. My wife loves
Chinatown. That. It's cheap than in the mall. In the mall, I'm sure it's just like a novelty and super expensive, but in Chinatown, it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's like a cool, like, especially because I'm in the South, probably. It was at a Southern mall where this is like some new trendy thing, you know, where they're. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I saw it. My wife loves it. They chop it up and roll it. It's significantly more expensive in that mall than getting a cone of ice cream that tastes exactly the fucking same. But
for $1,
it looks awesome. It looks really cool, and they put some cool little like condensed milk and shit on it.
I wish you could get a smaller size amount of ice cream. Like, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, so I can have like a bite of a candy bar and then I'm good. So when I go to get ice cream, I will ask them. I would like a child-sized scoop of ice cream. Like, please, like one scoop.
I need to start doing that.
And they will take that as like, oh, he doesn't want that much ice cream, and so they fucking give me the biggest scoop ever. And they put it in, it's like, here you go, no extra charge. And I was like, no, I'm not trying to like sneaky get you to give me more ice cream. I actually want less ice cream because I'm gonna have like 4 bites of this and then throw it away.
I'm the same way, bro. That's too much they give you. It's way too much for me. And a lot of times when I'm eating ice cream, I'm getting it after I already ate a meal, and I'm like looking for something sweet to follow it up with, and I don't need this heavy fucking pound of ice cream, dude. Like a push pop amount or less would be perfect.
They could fill this up with ice cream, and I'd be okay with that. That'd be the perfect amount. But no, they have to like.
They got to try to give you.
They got to fill this up with ice cream.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the other week, I had like one of the those big round containers of ice cream.
Yeah.
I had one of those, a mint chocolate chip. I went through it in probably 3 days.
That's not too bad. I thought you were gonna say 3 hours, and I was like, bro, you must have had the munchies or something. But 3 days isn't too bad. Don't look at the nutrition facts.
When I'm really, really in the mood for ice cream, I'll eat full half gallons by myself.
Well, you also eat like 4 pounds of chicken wings in a setting. Too,
yeah.
So Zach, I was once able to do that too, but then my metabolism caught up with me. So
I still have a 6-pack, and I'm older than you.
I can feel it underneath the flab. I can still feel my 6-pack under there. I just got a little layer of flab now. If I were to skateboard again, man, for a couple weeks, I'm sure it'd burn back up. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
I fucked my knee skateboarding when I was bombing a hill, and I got speed wobbles, and I went to go jump off, and I started running. I was running.
You can't run that fast.
And I tried to plant my leg too early, and my knee like went backwards, and I was
hyperextend.
Yeah, and like now it's just like every once in a while it will kind of go out. It'll get wobbly.
A little sore on you.
Yeah. That's how I broke my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Bombing a hill.
Amazing story. Yep.
Similar to breaking my ankle, which killed my hockey career. Yeah, I went skiing and landed.
You were going to be a hockey player, really?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I played ice hockey for like 14 years.
For some reason, that reminded me when I was a kid. Me and my sister were just getting ready to go ice skating. Our parents were going to take us ice skating, and as we walked out, my mom slipped on ice and broke her wrist.
Oh my god! Like on the way out, holy shit! No, never mind. We're not going ice skating. Fuck it. We're going to the hospital. Everybody get in the car.
So we always made fun of her that she went ice skating in front of us.
Yeah, she did go ice skating. She couldn't wait to go ice skating. She started early without you.
So I'm not going to tell this week, but I'll tell it at some point. So my favorite hospital trip that I ever had was I ended up with a NASCAR tire from like the Matchbox NASCARs stuck in my nose. This week has been brought to you by Manscaped. We'll see you fucking next week.
Thank you guys. Use code RTM. 20% off.
Thank you, Kringle.
Thank you,
guys. Yeah, it's been fun.